Hello students, as you know, first unit of this paper topology comprises of 10 articles. Out of those 10 articles, first 8 articles are from the first chapter set theory and logic, and we have completed those 8 articles, and in those 8 articles we have studied fundamental concepts, functions, relations, integer and real numbers, Cartesian products, finite sets, countable and uncountable sets, infinite sets and well-ordered sets. So these articles we have studied in the last few classes. Now remaining 2 articles of this first unit are covered from the second chapter, which is the topological spaces and continuous functions. From this chapter, next 2 articles we are going to cover, and those articles are topological spaces and basis for a topology. So let us begin today with the first article of the second chapter, which is the topological spaces. And in this article topological spaces, we are going to study some definitions, examples and concepts about the topology. So let us begin with the definition of a topology. Let capital X be a set and tau be a collection of subsets of X. Then the collection tau is said to be a topology on the set X if it satisfies 3 conditions, and those 3 conditions are: number first, the empty set phi and the complete set X both should be in tau; number second, the union of the elements of any subcollection of tau is in tau; and number third, the intersection of the elements of any finite subcollection of tau is in tau. So, like such is the definition of topology on a set X. I will explain this in detail. See here, suppose we have some set X and tau is a collection of subsets of X, which means that the elements of tau are some subsets of X. It doesn't mean that every subset of X is in tau. It is quite possible that there are some subsets of X which are not covered in tau, and it is also possible that each and every subset of X is in tau. So tau is simply a collection of subsets of X. Next, then if this collection tau satisfies 3 properties, 3 conditions, then we will call it as a topology on X. And those conditions are: number first condition, the empty set phi should be in that collection tau, as well as the complete set X should be in that collection tau. Number second condition is that if we take any number of elements from tau, elements of tau are obviously subsets of X. So if we take any number of elements from tau, then their union should be again in that collection tau. If we take any number of elements from tau, then their union should be again present in tau. And third condition is that if we take finite number of elements from tau, if we take finite number of elements from tau, then their intersection should be in tau. So if these 3 conditions are satisfied, then obviously we say that that collection tau is a topology on X. Next, if we have a set X for which a topology tau has been specified, then that set X is called as a topological space. This is the definition of the topological space. So how we will define the topological space? If X is a set on which topology tau has been defined, then that set X is called as the topological space. Next one, a topological space is nothing but it is the ordered pair X comma tau, where X is a set on which the topology tau has been defined. So it is an ordered pair X comma tau consisting of the set X and a topology tau on X. Okay, but many times for our convenience, instead of writing X comma tau as a topological space, we simply say that X is a topological space. So even though if we say that X is a topological space, it is to be understood that there is some collection tau which is a topology on X. This is to be remembered forever. Next one, if X is a topological space with topology tau, then the elements U of X which are present in tau are called as the open sets in X. Okay, those are called the open sets of X. How we are defining? If X is the topological space with the topology tau, then the elements U which belongs to tau are called the open sets of X. Like such, we are defining the open sets. So using this definition of open sets, we can define the topology also as if X is a set along with the collection of subsets of X which are called as the open sets, such that the empty set and the complete set X both are open. Both should be the member of tau means both are open, and also it satisfies that arbitrary unions. This is important here. Arbitrary unions. Arbitrary means finite, infinite. It can be of any type. So arbitrary unions and finite intersections. Intersections should be finite only. Okay, and union can be arbitrary. So arbitrary unions and finite intersections of open sets are open, which means that if we take any number of open sets of X, means any number of elements from tau, then their union should be again in tau. And secondly, if we take finite number of elements from tau, then their intersection should be again in tau. So if these conditions are satisfied, then we say that tau is a topology on X, and X comma tau, or simply X, is a topological space. In this definition of topology, two words are very important. Which are those? The first one is that the union of elements of any subcollection of tau. Okay, here any means arbitrary. So union of elements of any subcollection of tau. Any can be changed by the arbitrary. So it should be again in tau. And secondly, the intersection of finite subcollection of tau. Intersection of finite subcollection of tau should be in tau. So these are the two important conditions. Okay, so if these two conditions are satisfied, along with obviously the first condition that the empty set phi and X should be in tau, then we call it as a topology on X. Now let us go through some examples so as to clarify this concept. First example is, let X be a 3-element set. 3-element set is also called as a 3-point set. Okay, so let X be a 3-element set. X equal to set containing 3 members A, B and C. Then there are many possible topologies on X. Even though if a set contains only 3 members, we can define many topologies on that set X. Okay, and some of those topologies are indicated here systematically by drawing the diagram. So see here, I will explain here. This is the first example of topology. So here what this diagram means? This diagram means that if a set contains the element A, then it is shown by drawing a circle or ellipse around the element A, as it is this. This set contains A means this is a singleton set A, and this one ellipse, as this ellipse contains 2 members A and B, which means that this is a set which contains 2 members A and B. And if there is a ellipse or circle which contains the 3 members A, B, C, then this is the set containing 3 members A, B, C, means this is our complete set capital X. Okay, so see here. So we will check which one of these are the topologies on X. So first of all, if we consider this set, then this collection of subsets of X can be written as I am writing here. Okay, so let us denote this one by the tau1. Okay, so first one is suppose tau1. So tau1 is the collection of subsets of X, and which are its member? So first one, obviously, as we know that empty set is a subset of each and every set, so empty set is present here. Okay, next one, now here there is only one ellipse which contains these 3 members A, B, C, so which means that, and the set containing A, B, C is our complete set X, so this is X. So this first diagram indicates the topology which contains only 2 members phi and X, and obviously this is always a topology, as you can verify that first condition is that it consists of the two members phi and x. So here obviously tau1 contains phi as well as x. Second condition is that union of any number of elements of that collection tau should be again in tau. Here there are only two members in the tau1, so their union, if we form their union, then their union is x, which is already present in tau1. And third condition is that intersection of finite number of elements of tau should be in tau. Here there are only two members in tau1, and if we take their intersection, then their intersection, obviously the intersection of phi and x is phi, which is already present here. So therefore this tau1 satisfies all three conditions required for being a topology, and hence this tau1 is a topology on x, which is shown by means of a diagram in the first one example. Next, now let us consider the topology which is given in this second diagram. Okay, so if we consider here, this topology consists of the singleton set A. It also consists of the 2-point set A and B. It also consists of the 3-point sets A, B, C, as there is an ellipse which covers the all three members A, B, C. And obviously this set consisting of three members A, B, C is our complete set X, and empty set is a subset of each and every set, so empty set is also present here. So this topology, which is indicated by the second diagram, is nothing but it is the topology tau2. Let us call it by the tau2. So tau2 is the topology which consists of the empty set phi, then the complete set X as explained just now, then it also consists of the singleton set A. Okay, this is that singleton set A. Then it also consists of the 2-point set A and B. Okay, these are the only members of this tau2, and you may check that this tau2 is again a topology on X. Why it is a topology on X? Let us check. First of all, it contains phi as well as x, so first condition is satisfied. Then the second condition, it contains the union of any number of elements from tau2. So if we take the union of phi with any set, then it is equal to that set. For example, union of phi with A is the singleton set A, which is already present here. Union of phi with x is x, which is already present here. Union of phi with the 2-point set A comma B is the 2-point set A comma B, which is already covered here. Next, union of x with any set is x itself, which is already present here, which can be verified as the union of x and singleton A is x, which is present here. Union of x with 2-point set A comma B is x, which is present here. And similarly, the union of A with the A comma B is the A comma B. This set is already present here. So therefore, if we take any number of elements from tau2, not only 2 elements at a time, we can take 3 members at a time or 4 sets at a time, then also the union is always present in tau2. Therefore, second condition is satisfied by this collection tau2. Now the third collection, consider finite number of members from tau2. Okay, for instance, we will consider first 2 members, then their intersection of phi with x is obviously phi, intersection of phi with singleton A is phi, which is already present here. Intersection of phi with the 2-point set A comma B is again the empty set phi, which is present here. Intersection of x with singleton A is singleton A, which is present here. Intersection of x with 2-point set A comma B is the 2-point set A comma B, which is present here. Similarly, the intersection of A with the 2-point set A comma B is the singleton set A, which is present here. So therefore, obviously, if we take 2 or 3 or any finite number of members from this collection tau2, then their intersection is again in tau2. Therefore, this tau2 satisfies all 3 conditions required for being a topology, and therefore this tau2 is a topology on X. Next one. Now the third example. In the third example, what are the members? Obviously, the empty set is subset of each and every set. So here also empty set is a subset of this. Number second, it consists of 3 members A, B, C. which is this, which is covered by this outer ellipse. This outer ellipse indicates the 3-point set A, B, C. Next, it consists of singleton set B, which is shown here. It also contains 2-point set A, B, which is shown by this ellipse. And also it consists of the 2-point set B, C, which is shown here. Okay. So, I will write the topology, means the members of this topology. Okay. So, if this is denoted by TO3, okay, then this TO3 is equal to, it consists of the empty set phi, then it consists of the complete set X, then it consists of the singleton set B, it consists of the 2-point set A, B, and finally it consists of the 2-point set B and C. So, likewise we have this collection. Okay. So, here the empty set phi, then X means this one ellipse, outer ellipse, which covers the all three members is the X. Okay, this ABC containing all ABC. Then singleton B is this one that I will show here by means of drawing a line. So, this singleton B means this is the singleton set B. Next, the 2-point set A, B is shown here by drawing this one ellipse, and the 2-point set B, C is shown here by drawing this ellipse. So, like such we have this topology, and we can verify that this is also a topology on X. Next example is, now consider some more examples of this topology. See here, if we consider this one, and if it is denoted by TO4, then TO4 consists of three members. The one member is the empty set phi, the second member is the complete set X, which is shown here, and the third member is the singleton set B. Okay, this is a circle which covers the B, which means that it is a singleton set B, and you can verify that this is also a topology on X. Next one, the fifth example. Now, if we consider the set which consists of four members means four sets, the collection of four sets, and those sets are the empty set phi, secondly the complete set X, then thirdly the set which consists of only one member, that is A, and finally the fourth one is the set which consists of two elements B and C. So, this collection is also a topology on X. Next one, sixth example. If we consider this one, then this is also a topology on X. Why? Because it contains empty set phi as well as X. First condition is verified. Now, the members of this are the singleton B, singleton C, then 2-point set A, B, again the 2-point set B, C, and you can verify that this is also a topology on X. This was the sixth example. Next, the seventh example is the collection which consists of these sets. The first one is the empty set phi, the second one is the 3-point set A, B, C, means the complete set X, and the third one is the 2-point set containing A and B, two members. So, this is also a topology on X. Next, eighth example is the topology which is indicated here by means of a diagram. It consists of the empty set phi. Next, it contains the complete set X, which is shown by this one ellipse. Next one, it contains the singleton set A, it contains the singleton set B, and also it contains the 2-point set A, B. It is this. And finally, in the ninth example, we have considered all the subsets of X. As X was having three members, so there are 2⁻³ means 8 subsets of X, and this collection is shown in this last one diagram, means the diagram number 9. So, which are the members of this? It contains the empty set phi, it contains the complete set X, which consists of three members A, B, C, then it contains the singleton A, singleton B, singleton C. Next, it contains the 2-point set A, B, which is shown here. It contains the 2-point set B, C, which is shown here. And finally, it contains the 2-point set B, C, which is shown here like such. This is the 2-point set B comma C, as you may observe here. So this is also a topology on X. So we have seen some topologies on X. Now from this discussion, you may think that if we take a collection of subsets of X, then every collection of subsets of X is a topology on X. But it is not the case. Why it is not so? That can be observed by the next examples. Consider the 3-point set capital X, which is consists of the 3 points A, B, C. And if we consider this collection of subsets of X, which consist of the first one member is the singleton A, second member is the singleton B, then third member is the complete set X, and obviously the empty set phi is also present here, then this collection is not a topology on X. Why it is not a topology on X? Let us see. So let us denote this one by tau. Okay, if this is the tau dash, then the elements of this set or this collection are obviously the empty set phi. It is its member. Its member is the complete set X, as you can observe. Its member is the singleton set A, and its member is the singleton B also. Okay, these are the members of this collection. Now we'll check whether this collection is a topology on X or not. So first condition, empty set phi and complete set X should be in that collection, so which is satisfied here. Now the second condition is arbitrary union of elements of tau should be in tau. Now if we consider the union of these two sets, then obviously the union of these two sets is the 2-point set containing A and B, and clearly this is not a member of tau dash. Okay, as this collection do not contains the union of two members of that collection, then therefore this tau dash is not a topology on X. Okay, so it is not a topology on X. Next, again if we consider this one example which is shown by the diagram, we will denote this one by the tau double dash. Now this tau double dash consists of members the empty set phi, then the complete space X, which is shown here by the outer side this one ellipse. Then it also consists of the 2-point set A comma B, and it also consists of 2-point set B comma C. Then you may observe that here the first condition is satisfied, as the phi and X are already present in tau double dash, therefore first condition is satisfied. Second condition, that the union of any number of elements of tau dash should be in tau dash, that is also satisfied here, that you can verify, as the union of these two members is the set consisting of A, B, C, means the complete set X, which is already present here. So here the second condition is also satisfied, but however in this case the third condition fails to hold. Why it is so? Because if we take the intersection of these two members, okay, one of the member of tau double dash is set containing A comma B, and the other member is B comma C also. So if we take their intersection, then their intersection is the singleton set B. Intersection of these two members is the singleton set B, and obviously this singleton set B is not a member of tau double dash. So therefore obviously this tau double dash is also not a topology on X. So every collection of subsets of X need not be a topology on X. If that collection satisfies three conditions, then only it will be a topology on X. So like such we have seen examples on topology defined on the set X. Now next one, we will go to the second example. Example second. If X is any set, then the collection of all subsets of X is always a topology on X, and it is called the discrete topology. This is the important definition of the discrete topology. How we have defined the discrete topology? If X is any set, then if we consider the collection of all subsets of X, if we consider the collection which consisting of all subsets of X, then it is always a topology on X, and that topology is called the discrete topology. Okay, as we have seen in the last example. In the last example, we have seen that if X consists of 3 members A, B, C, then this last one, topology, which is shown in the 9th diagram, is nothing but it consists of all the subsets of X, and they were 8 in number. So it is a topology on X. Okay. Similarly, if we take any set X, then the collection of all subsets of X is always a topology on X, and it is called the discrete topology. Next definition. Again, if X is any set, then the collection which consists of only 2 members, those members are X and phi. If we consider a collection which consists of only 2 members, X and phi, then also this is always a topology on X, and it is called the indiscrete topology. The collection which consists of phi and X only, this is always a topology on X, and it is called the indiscrete topology, or it is also called as the trivial topology. Indiscrete topology or the trivial topology. So in this today's class we have studied the definition of a topology, definition of a topological space, then we have studied some examples on topology. Also we have studied the definition of discrete topology and indiscrete topology. So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.